everybody, it's Honest John again. Now, it shouldn't come as much as a surprise that Donald Trump is a racist. He was raised by his father, a Ku Klux Klansman, to be one. And there is no doubt that the apple didn't fall very far from the tree. He has been convicted in court of racial discrimination. He has made countless racist statements over the years, during his campaign, and since he arrived in the White House. The idea that this is even a subject for debate is laughable. Yet every Sunday, longtime associates of Trump go on the morning talk shows and insist that he doesn't have a racist bone in his body. Now, these are longtime associates of Trump, people who know him well. So should we accept their statements at face value? Not a chance. There's another old saying that applies here. Birds of a feather flock together. If someone is a part of Trump's inner circle, it's because they share his views, his attitudes, his opinions and values, and his racism. So what that simply means is that they are racist too. And the latest strategy of racist America, which now calls itself the alt-right, is to simply insist that racism is not racism, that nothing that they do is racist. It started with rebranding themselves and calling themselves the alt-right. Steve Bannon was an alt-right leader. And he became Donald Trump's chief strategist. And there were other known racists who were part of Trump's inner circle, people like Frank Gaffney. So Trump's latest racist statement shouldn't come as any surprise. It's just part of his usual pattern. And like all other racists, Trump is stupid. And his shithole country statement is a further illustration of that stupidity. Nobody wants to leave their country. No matter what race or ethnicity you are, in 99.9% of cases, immigrants leave their country because things aren't going so well for them there. Would you leave your family, your friends, and everything that's familiar if things were going swimmingly where you were at? The first British people who came here were an oppressed minority in their country. The wave of Irish immigration came because of a big famine in that country. Many Americans of Russian descent are descended from people who were fleeing the czars and later on the communist dictators that have run that country into the ground. I could go on, but let's just say that 99.9% of our white ancestors were leaving their shithole countries. So now Trump wants more immigrants from Norway. Well, that's not going to happen. The people of Norway have a higher average income than we do here in the United States. They get free health care. And even the poor are a lot better off there than they are here. The only way we're going to get a wave of Norwegian immigration is if we go and kidnap them. And of course, Trump is not smart enough to understand the fact that our foreign policy has created conditions that drove people to run away from their countries. We have supported brutal dictators, corrupt regimes, engaged in proxy wars. Much of the immigration from the Middle East, for example, is directly attributable to George W. Bush and the wars that he started there. He destabilized the whole area. And now we're telling them not to come here. Well, it's our fault that they have to get out of there. And another thing that Trump is not smart enough to figure out. The longer he stays in office, the more this country looks like a shithole country. Thanks for listening.